Aloha and welcome to the Hawaii Employer Union's Health Benefits Trust Funds Training and Introduction to HIPAA for Employers. Our training for today will consist of the following: an introduction to HIPAA. What is Protected Health Information, or PHI? The minimum necessary rule, breaches and violations, and protection and safeguarding PHI. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, commonly referred to as HIPAA, governs the use and disclosure of an individual's protected health information, or PHI, by certain covered entities. Under HIPAA, the federal government issued a number of regulations, including regulations on HIPAA privacy, HIPAA security, and HIPAA breach notification. In this presentation, we will look at the various parts of HIPAA as it relates to the EUTF and how we can better safeguard and protect the health information of employees. HIPAA is enforced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights. Failure to comply with HIPAA can result in fines and penalties imposed by the federal government. It is therefore very important to know what HIPAA is and what an employer's obligation is under HIPAA. In general, the HIPAA rules do not apply to employers or employment records. HIPAA only applies to covered entities, which can be healthcare providers, health plans, and healthcare clearinghouses. The EUTF is considered a covered entity under HIPAA. Employers are not considered covered entities. Although HIPAA rules do not apply to employers, it is important that employers understand HIPAA so that they may anticipate the limitations HIPAA imposes on the EUTF in the use and disclosure of employee-protected health information. Keep in mind, failure to protect an employee's health information according to the guidelines outlined under HIPAA may result in federal fines and penalties imposed on the EUTF. What is protected health information? Protected health information falls under the section of HIPAA known as HIPAA privacy, outlined in more detail under the HIPAA Privacy Rule. The HIPAA Privacy Rule was designed to set national standards in safeguarding an individual's health information known under HIPAA as Protected Health Information, or PHI. The HIPAA Privacy Rule establishes guidelines and procedures centering around the protection and safeguarding of PHI from any unauthorized use and disclosure. Understanding protected health information as defined by HIPAA's privacy rule starts with the most important component of PHI, individually identifiable health information. Individually identifiable health information includes demographic data, such as an employee's name, address, date of birth, social security number, or health benefits number. It also includes enrollment documents, such as required and supporting documents, types of coverage, covered dependents, as well as payment and billing information related to the employee's health plan. Individually identifiable health information is any health-related data or documents containing information that can be used to identify an employee. It is important to note that the privacy rule does not provide any protection of individually identifiable health information until the information is either held or transmitted by a covered entity such as the EUTF. Only then is individually identifiable health information considered protected health information, or PHI. The HIPAA Privacy Rule implements the requirements of HIPAA. The Privacy Rule addresses the use and disclosure of an individual's health information, or PHI, for covered entities or organizations that are subject to the Privacy Rule. There are rules regarding disclosure of protected health information that covered entities are required to follow. The EUTF is a covered entity subject to HIPAA and must ensure that we handle protected health information in our care appropriately. This includes information that we have about members or PHI that is shared out with employers. Covered entities are required to implement policies and procedures to secure protected health information. By signing the confidentiality agreement that allows employers to access the employer portal of the BAS, employers agree to adopt policies and procedures to prevent improper use and disclosure of protected health information. EUTF has drafted sample policies and procedures for employers to consider adopting. The minimum necessary rule refers to divulging the least amount of information possible for a particular use, disclosure, or request. The minimum necessary rule requires that reasonable efforts must be taken to use, disclose, and request only the minimum amount of protected health information to accomplish an intended purpose. Employers implementing the minimum necessary rule should do the following. Identify the staff that need access to protected health information to carry out their work, and prohibit access of protected health information to staff that do not need access for their work. When using, disclosing, or requesting protected health information, efforts should be made to limit the amount of protected health information to the minimum necessary standard to achieve the purpose. HIPAA breaches and violations are derived from the prohibited use and disclosure of protected health information. These include accessing protected health information out of curiosity or for purposes beyond the scope of its intended use, improper handling of protected health information, discussing PHI in a public area or outside the office or designated group plan area, or removing protected health information from the office through paper documents, USB flash drives, or other similar methods. Failure to secure protected health information by attempting to gain unauthorized access, or failing to send protected health information electronically in a safe and secure manner. Examples would be sending an email with protected health information like the member's name, date of birth, social security number, or health benefits number on the email subject line. If there is a breach of protected health information, the agency needs to notify EUTF in writing no less than 20 calendar days after discovery. Investigate and report causes, including steps that will be taken to prevent reoccurrence. In consultation with EUTF, provide notifications required by law. Provide EUTF with a log of breaches no later than 20 calendar days after the end of each calendar year. The protection and safeguarding of PHI starts with knowing what information needs to be protected. Protected health information includes demographic data, including information on our members' enrollment, type coverage, covered dependents, if any, and other individually identifiable health information. Enrollment documents, forms, and required supporting documents previously held or transmitted by the EUTF, payment and other billing information, and most other health information about our members that has been held or transmitted by the EUTF. Employers should ensure that protected health information be safeguarded and handled appropriately in order to limit unintentional disclosure of information. Protected health information should not be accessed out of curiosity or discussed in a public area or inappropriately removed from the office via paper documents, laptops, or flash drives. Protected health information should not be sent in an unsecure manner via email, copy, or compiled with intent to sell. To safeguard protected health information, be sure to log off your computer and do not share passwords. When creating a password, make sure you create a strong password. Do not leave protected health information on your desk overnight. Shred documents with protected health information prior to disposal. In today's training, we reviewed HIPAA, what it is, and why HIPAA is important to the safeguarding of employees' health information, as well as the impact HIPAA has on the daily operations at the EUTF. We learned what protected health information is, what a covered entity is, and how individually identifiable health information held or transmitted by a covered entity becomes protected health information. We discussed the minimum necessary rule and the role it plays in safeguarding the use and disclosure of protected health information. We reviewed how the prohibited use and disclosure of protected health information results in a HIPAA breach and reporting HIPAA breaches. And we learned about protecting and safeguarding the protected health information of the employees entrusted to us. This concludes today's training and introduction to HIPAA for employers. We hope the information we provided has been helpful. Mahalo from the EUTF for your time and attention.